Hey everybody, welcome back to Uncle Fezzi's Mad Lab. Well, what's Uncle Fezzi up to today? Oh, well, another project that just didn't fucking work out right. Shocking, right? Why would anything ever go right for me? So, this is a little bit Tarantino-ish in my editing because I already started the project and I'm like, you know what? I got some free time today. I might as well show a video of this because this falls under my new mantra of every problem now has a 3D printing solution. And this is a perfect example of how I 3D printed a solution to kind of an asinine problem. So long story short, and none of my stories are short, so I have a really nice metal grate storm door on the front of my house. I'm going to show a video of it. It's going to be in the video because I'm going to take all this crap up there and put all this together in the video. I already disassembled it. Now, I've lived in this house for, I guess, maybe 14 years. And this is an old house. And the main entryway to my house is actually a real, honest-to-God mud room. So when you come into the main door of my house, you come into a little interior room, which is all brick. And it's, this house was built in the early 1900s. So, this, and where I live was a rural area. So we have a mud room. Actually, it's also, I also have a coal bin here, right? So, at some point or another in the history of this home, somebody put a really nice metal grate storm door on the front of the house. I mean, it needs to be painted, but it looks really nice, and it's real heavy steel, right? But it's never, as long as I've lived here, it's never had screens in it, but what it does have is glass panes on the inside that are designed to be taken out and then replaced with a screen. Or just not put in at all. Theoretically, the bars on my door are bars on my door. They're pretty heavy, right? So at some point or another in this house's life, before I moved in, they had installed a keyed double-sided lock. And then this is the lock. You notice there's a hole in this thing, right? Well, why is there a hole in it? Because again, at some point in this house's life, somebody stuck a key on the inside, snapped the fucking key off. And this particular lock assembly was corroded to the point where it wasn't going to turn anyway. So, why not just snap the key off on the inside? What does this mean? Okay, well, basically it means I can't lock my screen door. I don't use that main entry door to my house at all. I don't. It's just not, we don't use it for a lot of reasons. The main reason is because the door is well over 100 years old, the latching and locking mechanism for that door is not, it's not secure. So if you leave the house via that door, you cannot actually physically secure the door. It uses a pin to lock it. It does have a deadbolt, but the deadbolt is also not functioning properly. So now everybody knows you can't break into my house. Or you can break into the house through the front door. No, you can't, because there's a big ass pin that you have to bust through to get into the house. You're not coming through that 2-inch thick oak door. So why not? When you can just pick a rock up and throw it through my back window. Okay, so locks keep honest people honest. So, but the problem I do have is delivery people opening the screen door. Actually, anybody opening the screen door. The screen door doesn't properly close because 100-year-old house. It does open and close, but it's just the latch was starting to wear out. There's a little bit of rubbing somewhere where when you go to close the door, it doesn't close all the way automatically. People are fucking stupid and lazy, and they just leave the door ajar, or they stick a package in the door, and the door doesn't shut. Well, I get a gust of wind comes by, grabs a hold of my screen door, or my storm door, flings it open. It's just a matter of time before those glass panes get broken. So I went over to my local box store, I went over to Depot and I bought a lock kit, bought a latch kit for it. Now, we're going to do with this old Tony here. Oh, so this is another thing. This is an unpaid shameless plug for this shit. This is a nanopolymer adhesive from Vision Miner. This is some good shit, man. I've been using this pretty much on every single one of my builds. It's on both of my build plates. It's on my Super Cool Tack build plate. It's on my regular textured build plate. And nothing falls off. All right, so because I print a lot of little parts, that's why I'm using this stuff. If something's falling off your build plate, obviously it's the old, oh, wash it with soap and water. Windex is better than soap and water. I don't know why they keep saying to use soap and water. That's another, I'm not going to get into a pointless debate with internet nerd, 3D printing nerds over nonsensical bullshit. But if you buy this stuff, works fucking great. Nano adhesive from Vision Miner. I don't get paid for this. This fucking bottle cost me $50, but it saved me more than $50. All right, so now let's take a look at what I have cooking here, because again, I can't stress this enough. I bought a 3D printer for this exact purpose. All right, so this is the old latch assembly. And this old latch, the new one's already in the door. So I had to put it in the door because it was the door had no latch on it at all. So we're going to use this as kind of like an analog for what I need, because it's all pretty much the same. Actually, I don't even need this. So this is the part that came with the door. This is what actuates this door lock from the inside, the latch. Fucking fan, motherfucker. That'll work. Had to wrap my camera because of wind noise from my heater. I'm not shutting my heater off. It's just cold enough here in Philadelphia still in April that these old bones don't like the cold. Okay, so this is the outside. Okay. And it has this little dooflicky here that pokes through the door. Now, I guess I'm not going to reassemble this because I'm not going to. Again, as with everything I do, we've got multiple different iterations of the part that I designed here. Now, the first thing you have to know, or the first thing you have to take into consideration here, is that this part is it's cast out of some non-ferrous metal. It's pretty heavy, so I'm going to say it might even be brass. Yeah, this might actually be brass. And it should be. I don't actually recommend doing what I'm doing. You can clear that up right away. For something that you're going to use on a regular basis. The truth of the matter is that this door, once this door gets closed and latched and locked, the chances of this door will get operated maybe, I'm going to say on the outside, maybe 10 times a year, if that. Once the door is actually locked, it won't be used. That entry to my home is not used at all. As a matter of fact, I've gone so far as to put a little sign up on the door that says all deliveries to the side door, and people still fucking ignore it because, why would you read a sign? For demonstration purposes, we're just gonna kind of, oh, I need that. So the way this works is this, okay. All right, we're going to call this the inside. Okay, so this is the inside of the door lock, the door latch. Okay, and this is where the handle goes. Right, so this is the old handle, but this is where the handle comes out to open and close the door. This is the hole for the door lock. So that comes through like that, right? Now the way it's held in, it's kind of janky, but it works, right? So it uses this little snap. Jesus, I can't win today. So it uses this little external snap ring here, and I got to be careful because I bent the shit out of the factory one. Thank God for Harbor Freight, and I just happen to have an entire box full of them here. Right? So the way it works, that's the printed one. So the way it works is it goes through this little grommet here, okay, and then it goes through the door like that. And then it's held in place by this little snap ring here. Now, what's happening is my door has the storm windows in it. Now, with the storm windows in the door, you can't turn the knob hard stop. Okay, you can't turn the knob because it hits a hard stop. It hits the door. It hits the storm window frame by a good bit, actually. Well, I shouldn't say by a good bit, but it hits the door. It hits the frame of the window, and I'll show that in a minute. So what I did was I went into Fusion, and I modeled this part. Okay, so we have that there. All right. It was actually relatively easy to do, and believe it or not, it only took 3 iterations to get it the way I want it. So this is the first iteration. Okay, and I had never actually tried this. I hadn't actually tried it, right? So if you can see here, if we line these up, we have a grid here to line them up on. So if you look there, what I did was I moved the so this, I cut this piece off, so now it'll clear the storm window. Now, I printed these parts out of 100% ABS. That's where the Vision Miner comes in. Okay, so ABS is notorious for not wanting to stick to a build plate. In little pieces, they don't like to stick. ABS doesn't like to stick to a build plate, period, apparently. And I've had problems with it in the past, especially with little parts. That's why I bought this crap. So what I did, the problem with this one was that where this rides, where the snap ring rides, was too big, okay? Now, all the measuring in the world, and I still screwed it up, right? So then I printed this one, and it fit even better. Okay, so one of the things I did when I re-ran it through my next iteration of this was I made this larger. So it still rides on the bushing, but it's just, in general, the whole piece is just a little bit bigger, a little bit beefier, to give me a little bit more room here. Okay, so I modeled the inside of this also. So it works. It's the factory one's pretty sloppy also. And so is this one. It is. Yeah. So I made this one bigger, and I fixed this where the snap ring rides. And then I'm like, you know what? Every problem has a 3D printing solution. Let's make this just a little bit better. And I made this one. Okay. And hopefully this will still fit in here. Now this solves multiple different issues. I am probably still going to have to trim that. That's what these lines are for different length or different depths of door. But what I ended up doing, so this one here, right, is real short on the inside. So it goes to that line. Well, now when I put this one on, it should go deeper. It goes all the way down into there. But it doesn't change, it won't change where this rides. Okay. Now, still got to put the bushing on it because, you know, you want something to ride against there, right? So that goes in there, that goes in there. There's a little washer that goes in here. Okay, there's a fine washer that goes in here. And then you put the snap ring on it. Ta-da! Now, I've got a much bigger knob that I can turn and latch to lock the door with. I understand that this is plastic and it's eventually going to break. I know that. Hopefully, like I said, this door gets used about 10 times a year, and it doesn't, it gets used about 10 times a year, and if I adjust the lock correctly, so that's the other thing, is this latch, this latch has got a massive amount of wear and cheese and, you know, probably 50 years of gunk inside of it. Now, I could have cleaned it out and just, replaced this part, but fuck it, we'll just replace the whole handle, right? It's still dropping brass all over the place. Ow. And I did it again. Son of a bitch. Okay, so here's my door with my no soliciting sign and my please use side door for deliveries requiring signature. Whatever. So I put the door latch in yesterday. So the door latch itself is actually assembled. So what I have to do is put the rest of it in. And you can see, I'm just gonna pull the camera out here. I'm super duper loving this new GoPro mount, by the way. So that holds my battery, and that holds the camera. I could just slide it right in for stuff like this. So you can see here, this is the way this works. Okay, so there's these glass storm doors here, or storm windows. So the problem is the handle was hitting the storm door. Now I took this storm window out. I'm probably going to take this one out too, and set it aside so I can install this without having to worry about screwing up the window. The chances of me breaking the window increase exponentially every time I take them out, you know, because why the fuck not? One good gust of wind, and away it goes. Now I do have a preventer on the door. I have two preventers on the door. But that doesn't help. Those are pretty thick glass too, so they're pretty heavy, which kind of sucks, but it's a good and a bad thing, right? So you want them to be heavy, but not so heavy that you can't move them. Now they're right on the edge of being too heavy to move. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to put this side on. Helps if you put it in the right direction. Now I did have to cut this door to accommodate for this new latch, and so a little bit of the longer story here is my holes are wrong to install this one, which sucks monkey balls because now I have a problem. I'm gonna have to scribe this. So I had originally purchased an Anderson door handle set for this, not realizing that it didn't come with the internal parts. Again, why would it? This isn't an Anderson door. And I got my problems with Anderson doors too. I have an Anderson door that was installed with the addition, and it absolutely positively fucking sucks. I hate it. I'll never buy another Anderson product ever again in my life because of that. All right. Now, ironically enough, we're gonna check this to make sure this is the same. But I really jumped the fucking gun on this one. Alright, so this looks like it's exactly the same front and back. Alright. So, just to see. Yep, alright, I'm gonna go, I gotta go get my drill. There's a little step off here. The other thing too with this front door is we discourage people from coming to this door at all because the, well, not for nothing, Miguel, Miguel needs to redo the front. Miguel needs to redo the front. It's that simple. I just haven't, quite frankly, just haven't had I need heavy machinery to redo this whole front entryway. It's on the longer list of shit to fix. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball this because, you know, why not screw it up again? My new drill here.
drill bit that I really dulled nicely when I drilled that lockout with. Everybody says brass is soft until you try to fucking drill it. Especially a door lock brass. I mean, you don't want it easy to take apart, right? It's wandering around nicely because I should have center punched it. This drill bit sucks. I gotta get a center punch. Fuck. You know, you do it right the first time, you don't have these stupid ass problems created by yourself, right? This door is actually really nice. I'd never buy it. That's for sure. Oh, that's gonna cause a problem too. Son of a bitch. And so I fucked up and over drilled these holes. So we're gonna play hell. The upside is this is actually designed for a hole. Okay, so the old one just screwed into the exterior with machine screws, or not machine screws, with sheet metal screws. This one actually has bosses and threads and everything. This is a much nicer, cleaner design. The old one was just shitty. So what I end up doing here is I'm going to drill pilot holes, and then I'm going to run a step drill through, and hopefully that'll work. If I don't snap the drill bit off. The other reason I didn't try to fix the old lock is when I drilled the door lock out. Hey, that drill bit's hot. When I drilled the door lock out, I dropped all the guts to the door, or I dropped all the guts to the lock down inside the door, and I'm not taking the door apart to get them back. I didn't drop a 10mm socket in the bottom of a Chevy truck door. I dropped a bunch of screwed up brass in the bottom of a storm door. Oh, don't tell me I did that. There's a distinct possibility I left my drill bit down in the garage. I got too many pockets going again. I love this apron, except every time I reach into the pockets to get something, I pull the wrong thing out. Jonathan Katz Moses. But if you're fat, you might want to get the extension. I don't care if I look ridiculous wearing my apron. I like it. Now, what's going to happen here is this is going to go through so far and then really start screwing up. Just like that. We just need clearance, Clarence. If I have to, I'll hog them out a little bit more. It should work, I think. We'll see. Why would it work? Well, I need it to. The smell of burning drill battery. Ha, son of a bitch. Of course, I don't have a razor knife here to clean these burrs off with. I think I made enough clearance, I hope, to clear this part, which is all it needs to clear. No, why would it? You fucking whore bag. Oh, there we go. That is it. Needless cursing. Makes it work every time. Okay. Now, this Just for my audience here, I'm going to work backwards and trip and fall and break my fucking neck on an extension cord I don't even need laying out here. Okay, now we can just take this off. So you can see here, this is the problem. That was the problem. Alright, so stick this on here. Now I'm fairly sure I'm going to have to trim this, but you never know, right? Yep, I'm going to have to trim it, which is fine. We knew we were going to have to trim it, but how far is the question? Looks to me like I got to snap it off right about there. Now these are designed to be snapped off. That's kind of the point of it. There's a little score in here. Just barely. Okay. So there's a score marks in here. Let's see if I can snap it off without 2 pairs of pliers, because I only brought 1. Nope, I gotta go get another pair of pliers because fuck you. God damn it. Oh, and now I'm trapped in the house. That's hilarious. Help me! I can't get out of my house. Meanwhile, oh, poor Ralphie. Ralphie's locked on the other side of a door that he very rarely ever gets to come out of. Oh, that's actually Tiki. Okay, so, ow, I did it again. You know, a smart person would have left the clamp in the door. And then there's me. Okay, so we're gonna implement a little bit of brains here and just put this clamp on the door so it stops closing. Then I'll forget that I did that. So yeah, if somebody sticks a package or something in the door, it screws up the whole works. For whatever reason, I've lived here long enough to know the way the wind blows, right? So if the wind is blowing from this direction, actually it can blow from either direction, but there's a wall here and it creates an eddy. It creates a low pressure area. So what happens is the doors get sucked open. If the wind blows past the front of the house, the door gets sucked open. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. And you know, if it happens when I'm not home, well then it's a real pain in the ass. Okay, now that looks pretty good. I'm gonna stick this back in here. We're gonna snap it off. I'm gonna snap it off right there. There for the grace of God go I, right? And then hopefully everything's gonna fit the way it's supposed to. If not, I'm gonna be really pissed. I may have to trim some screws too. This door is only 1 inch thick, and this latch is designed specifically for 1 1/8 doors. And that 1/8 of an inch might as well be 100 miles. Measure twice and cut once, kids. If I fuck this up, I'm in trouble. Because that I can't 3D print. I'd have to make this piece, and I'm really sick and tired of making shit for everything I do. Oh yeah. Boy, they're real grumpy. There we go, snapped right off. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Alright, now. It's going to go in there. That's going to go in there. That's going to go there. That's going to go there. This is going to go in and fit perfectly flush, right? That's the game plan here. I hadn't totally taken into consideration having to clock this thing. Oh, that's fucking annoying as hell. Alright. So, the like I said, I had to cut the door. I had to trim the door to get this together anyway. And what's happening now, and I knew this might happen, might be an issue, is it's hitting on where I cut it crooked. I cut it crooked. You know, what do you expect? I gotta go get a tool. Shocking, right? So you can't see it from there, but this is real crooked here, so I have to sand that off. I bought this to trim the dog's nails with, but it's handy. Should have safety glasses on, but I don't know where I left them. I do know where I left them, and they're not on me. I haven't charged this thing since I bought it, so I'm not at all surprised that it's not working, and it takes a weird fucking connection. Son of a bitch, USB-A. Or USB, micro USB, you fucking whore bag. Right. Yep, she's dead. Son of a bitch. I haven't charged this thing since I bought it, so I really don't have a whole lot to complain about. But I do think what I'm going to do is steal the battery off of my camera to make this work. We also have a disposable charging cord issue around here. Thankfully, I have a horde of them. Nah, bastard. Alright, now I'm just going to have to go plug it in. Hopefully it'll fit, actually. Cordless Dremel tools don't like to operate off of portable batteries. Cordless tools are great until they don't fucking work anymore. Alright. Okay, actually it looks like that worked. Perfect. I don't need it now anyway. Yeah, fuck you, cord. Alright. So where we were. That looks a little problematic. I may have to pause this project or go get my other Dremel. I think I may end up having to do one or both of those things. It's because I tried to cheat the hole. What I should have done what I did do, two different things. Yeah. It looks like that hole ain't gonna fly. All right. Go get some safety glasses. I'm gonna shut the camera off. I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette and get some coffee. I gotta hog those holes out a lot more. I knew that I was gonna have to do that. It's kind of a pain in the ass. I think you should get to enjoy the most annoying noise in the fucking world too. No. What a fantastic way to snap a carbide bit. Right, that's going to come off of there too. Yep. Son of a bitch. Actually, I don't think I broke it. Ooh, that's hot. I didn't break it, but I think I may have bent it. Motherfucker. Carbide doesn't bend. Carbide breaks. You always wonder why I say speak up all the time? That's why. Get you and your little dog too. Alright. And now I have little metal filings all over me again because why not? Hey, look at that. make it fit tool worked. All else fails, make it fucking fit. That's where I want that. Yeah, that works pretty good. I've already used it more than the last couple seconds, and I'm probably going to use it in its entire existence. Now, it comes with different length screws, and experience has taught me that none of these are going to work, but we're going to try it. I mean, it specifically said it wouldn't work with this length of screw, so, or, yeah. There's going to be some more cutting and clipping and such things. And I probably should read the rest of the directions too. But why would we want to do that? There's a bunch of bushings and stuff that have to go in here. Maybe by the hair of my chinny chin chin these are going to work, otherwise I'm going to have to trim them, which I'll do off camera. Chinese cosmolines, delicious. Okay, back to the one tool that they say you need to do this project. This is a screwdriver. Oh, fantastic. Now my magnetic screwdriver is all covered with little metal filings. Don't put that in your mouth, dickhead. If I have to, I'm just going to put washers behind this, I think. Yeah, if this works, I'm going to be really happy. I get tired of fucking around trying to shim things, cutting things. And everything I do is it's a fiasco for the most part. Now, the truth of the matter is here, I could take this door handle off, leave it off, and never give a shit about it. As long as the fucking door latches. So this isn't security. This is a protection against stupidity. Now, a smart person would stick a door handle together. That's not that one. You ever seen a grown man naked? Oh, wait a minute. Ah, damn cigarettes. Oh, there's a candle. We're gonna need that. I'm fully aware of the stupidity. Ah, there we go. All right, let's see if the door closes. Works better if you take the clamp out. That is all it has to do. Now to put the rest of this shit together, put the windows back in, and call this bullshit project done. I like it. I like it enough. The fact that that's a little crooked isn't nice. All right. Well, the joy of playing children is. So this little bastard goes in here somewhere. think I fucked up somewhere, but I don't care. I have extra bushings. Oh, that goes there. And this clip goes somewhere too, but I forget where the clip goes. I think it goes to hold one of these on, but I've already put it together, so fuck that clip. So I could take this back off and do it right, because that goes there, that goes there, and then a clip goes on one side here, one side or the other. I think it's going to go on that side. So that goes in there like that. Yep. And then, okay, so that's what that's for. Alright, well I gotta take it back apart. Because why wouldn't I have to take it back apart again for the 50th fucking time? Oop, there's the clip though. Yeah, okay. So the way this works is, yoink. Motherfucker. You know, I actually did read the directions. I watched the video. Alright, so let's set this up here. That. Don't. You know I have another handle in this. Why would I have both handles? Oh, I do have both handles. Awesome. Okay. Now, because I'm a dimwit, take it back apart again because I didn't follow directions. They told you to do this ahead of time. So first thing I'm going to do is tighten this one up before I forget, and then it becomes impossible to tighten it up. Key. I need tungsten. Tungsten. The sound of playing children is like the sound of playing happy children is like the nails on a chalkboard to me. Alright, so that goes there, that goes there. That goes there. Take this back apart because why would I not have to take it back apart? I also scratched the shit out of it because, again, why wouldn't I? I don't think I've ever put anything together in my entire life once. Alright, so that goes there, that goes there. This goes here. This goes here. Does it? Oh, come on. I took this back apart for nothing. My level of dickheadery is just, it increases exponentially with every fucking thing that I do. Again, why would I have to only take this apart one time, right? Let's try this again. So that goes there, that goes there. That goes like that. it's a word of advice too, coming from grumpy old fuck. This stuff is generally really sharp, and then when you try to push it in with your fingers, usually what happens is you cut the piss out of your finger. It's like this nasty little slit that you get on there. Nasty little slit. I saw them in 1994 at the Trocadero. They opened for nasty, or they opened for the chain smoking Chinaman. It was a hell of a show. The thing just flew apart. I hope I didn't break it. I have a feeling I did. And I can't see because I don't have my fucking glasses on. The handle has flown off into a pile of I don't know what. This may take a minute. Oh, look at that. It didn't break. So there you go. It hit the ground and it didn't break. What I did lose is that little clear fiber washer thing. Oh, I almost just stepped on my safety glasses too. That would suck. Good thing I buy those by the case. Holy shit, turn your fucking alarm off, man. No, but whatever shitbox somebody is, nobody's stealing your shitbox. That could be a house alarm. Doesn't sound like a house alarm. I know what that is, and I know who that is. One of my neighbors has a Corvette. He thinks it's worth $1 million. I guarantee you it's him. But it's not the Corvette. It's some other shitbox that he owns, and he thinks it's worth something. Now we all get to listen to a fucking alarm. Oh, thank baby Jesus on the cross. Alright, so there's my handle there. Now remember, I watched the assembly video on this, and that assembly video was 8 minutes long. I'm now a full 35 plus, if not 40 minutes into this fiasco, and I still don't have the damn thing together. Fezman, why are your videos so long? Because you've been lied to, kids. You've been fucking lied to. And this goes all the way back to my days of working in the body shop. When they, like this old car shows got real popular. And people would bring their car in and think that they were going to get it back in 45 minutes. A two-part episode. Now, let's see if this has to get trimmed. Well, that doesn't happen either, kids. So when you go to shove it together, it still doesn't fucking fit. I give up. We're gonna call this project done. Because, I can't reiterate this enough, this door does not get used. Oh, horse shit on this. I'm going to take a second here and show why the engineers should spend their entire life rotting in hell working on the shit that they designed. See that? See? Doesn't work. Now it does work this way. Oh no, it doesn't. Oh, yeah, it does work this way. 1/16 of an inch at a time. This Allen wrench should be either a ball, right, or literally this much longer. Back down to the garage to get more tools. All right, we're gonna roll the dice here. Doesn't really work all that much better. Now I will use my freebie here to put another extra little oink on it. Same with this one. Okay, does the door work? Yep. Does the door lock? Yes. Now, and the other nice thing is, I think I clocked this in such a manner that, yeah, I can get the windows in, which I have to get in right now because it started to rain, right? You know, why would it not fucking rain when I'm outside doing a project with tools all over the goddamn place? If all else failed, I actually brought this up with me. But, okay, let's get the windows in, and then we're gonna call this project done, I think. Or break it. It's always a possibility too. I should probably clean these, but I'm not going to. Again, this door doesn't get used. Oh, and the other joke is the door closer does not lock, and I am not replacing it or repairing it again. Because there's no reason to. When I use the door, fuck is going on here now? Oh, chances of me breaking this window keep going up every fucking second here. This is like super heavy glass too. My assumption is it might be tempered because it's so heavy. I'm actually floored that it hasn't broke from the many times the door got flung open. That's in there. Good enough. And again, this door just does not get used here. For some reason, the glass isn't sitting in flush. I think I know why. You know, 3 out of 5 connectors aren't bad, right? Alright, let's get the top glass in and really add to the circus here. eventually I'm going to reprint my sign. I actually did print one, but I spelled signature wrong. I got pissed off and threw it in the fucking trash. I just haven't gotten back to fixing it yet. Yeah, definitely starting to rain. Trying to figure out why all these little kids are running around the neighborhood, interrupting my serenity of miserable fuckery. It's because it's spring break, and look at that, it clears. The whole point of this entire project is so that this latch, that latch, will clear that window. And because I know nobody believes me, we use this as a closet. So we got a light here. Okay, so we do have a light, right? This house is so old that this light actually wasn't here. They had to cut this door, had to get cut. So this was actually a closet. This was, but it's not a very good closet. But this is literally my mud room. And this is every bit of 2-inch thick oak door. And this is the latching mechanism, right? They mean it. When this thing closes, they mean it. And this is how the door lock works, right? You lift up that bar there. And then to lock the door, you take this pin and you jam it in here. And you can lock this one, but this doesn't work all that great. This is the other original bolt lock. What I really kind of want to do, just to irritate my wife, is to put a big oak bar across this thing, like up here, and just bolt it into the stone on either side, and have like a medieval big bar that goes across it. The other thing is, it looks like it should have a peephole, but it doesn't. These are all hand wrought. All that stuff. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool door. The other thing is, it says 1929 here on the door handle. And the windows in the house date to the mid to late 20s, but the hearth of the house is way older than the 1920s. So I'm fairly sure that there's a good bit of addition in this house. Mainly this coal bin. This is a coal bin I'm standing in, or a mud room, but it's also a coal bin. Now, there we go. Behind the red door.